Tao Te Ching 53, the power of the middle way. If I were discovered to be humble and chosen for government, I would be concerned against becoming too proud. If I possessed the great understanding and obtained this from walking on the path, I would be concerned not to get lost in a side path. The middle of the path is vast and smooth, easy to walk along, and yet men fall in love with the treacherous side paths. Men adorn their great courtrooms carefully, but leave their fields untilled. They wear fancy dress, carry fine swords, hoard trinkets and coins until they have no room left, and yet their pantries are empty. Thus, these men have to turn to thievery. This is the way far lost from the path. The comment. It is all too often that someone is chosen for a position of authority because of humility or integrity or honesty. And then you find that once in that position, they become the opposite of the qualities that brought them there: arrogant, dishonest, or corrupt. Lao Tzu here makes a comparison to this with the spiritual path, the understanding that one gains which is found by moving along the path. And just like Lao Tzu would take care, if he became a governor, not to lose the qualities that brought him here, he takes care not to get lost away from the path that leads him to understanding. I've seen many times, I've experienced where some spiritual experience happens that creates great change in a practitioner. It's life-changing and mind-blowing. It opens them up because they start moving and flowing along the path. And yet, they're quick right after that to lose sight of it. They start to look to complicate things. The ego seeks to add in notions or complexities to entertain itself. They forget what worked in the first place. They lose sight of sincerity or discipline or simplicity and get quickly stuck from going down one of those side paths. This is why in Zen there's this great emphasis on maintaining the beginner's mind. When you start, you're in a state of openness and things happen for you quickly in your initial efforts. But after that, if you lose the beginner's mind because the ego steps in, you quickly forget your enthusiasm, your openness, your love of practice, and you replace these with self-fabrications or distractions or confused priorities that get you stuck. People tend to forget too easily their experiences of simple growth and seek to adorn themselves or adorn their practice. In that way, they become concerned with the non-essential. They have a beautiful courtroom, seeking to make a good impression on others, but also to convince themselves of their accomplishments. They dress themselves up by learning the lingo and the fancy descriptions of their spiritual path, by trying to look like they've made achievements. They gird themselves with trivial knowledge, try all kinds of techniques without having the patience or sincerity to dedicate themselves to regular practice with awareness. And in that way, they get full, but not of anything nourishing. Their houses, that is to say, themselves, are full of trinkets, but empty of that which can actually feed them. So they become thieves, borrowing words and teachings that aren't theirs, getting caught up in appearances or superficial experiences, and in that way, missing what is profound. Fortunately, it's easy to return to the middle path of the Tao, to get back to sincerity and flowing with momentum in the stream of awareness. All you need to do is remember that beginner's mind. Remember why you were practicing and peel off all those false trinkets. Go back to the start of the path and work it simply but diligently without complicating the practice or worrying about appearances or expectations. Then you will have the power of the middle way.